Hey, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and valuable coins, the 1948 King George VI 1 shilling coin. If you're a coin collector or just interested in numismatics, you're in for a treat. We'll explore its rich history, rare errors, and why it could be worth up to $100,000. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss out on future videos. Let's jump in. 1948 King George VI 1 shilling coin. Alright, let's set the stage. The year is 1948, and the United Kingdom is recovering from the aftermath of World War II. It was a time of rebuilding and change, not only for the country but also for the British monarchy in the coinage system. The 1 shilling coin you see here is part of a significant series of coins that were minted in that period. This coin features a portrait of King George VI, a monarch who ruled from 1936 until his untimely death in 1952. If you're wondering why King George VI is such an interesting figure in British history, it's because his reign was marked by some monumental events, the Second World War, the beginning of the British Commonwealth, and a lot of changes to the British Empire. So, this coin was minted during a time of major transition. But what makes this 1 shilling coin so special, and why is it worth up to $100,000? Well, buckle up. This is where it gets really interesting. First, let's talk about the design. The 1948 1 shilling features the classic portrait of King George VI, designed by the famous engraver Thomas Humphrey Paget. This image of King George VI was used on many coins from 1937 to 1952. In the case of the 1 shilling, the reverse side shows a design of a rose, thistle, shamrock, and flax, symbols representing England, Scotland, Ireland, and Northern Ireland, respectively. These symbols were a staple of British coinage at the time, celebrating the United Kingdom as a united kingdom, despite all the tensions it was facing in the post-war era. But here's where the story starts to get really juicy. In 1948, the Royal Mint began preparing to release a new batch of coins. For the 1 shilling, a few of them were inadvertently struck with some major errors that, decades later, would turn these seemingly normal coins into highly sought-after treasures. The error that makes these coins so valuable. Now, this is where things get exciting. Imagine you've just walked into your local coin shop or, even better, you're rifling through your grandmother's old coin jar. You find a 1948 1 shilling coin, and it looks pretty normal. However, this is where collectors start to get excited because that coin might just have an error that could send its value skyrocketing. The error we're talking about is what's known as the Royal Mint error. In 1948, a small batch of these coins was struck with an incorrect design. Specifically, the obverse, that's the front side with King George VI's portrait, featured a mistake in the design where the legend George of 6 DG Brit OMN REX, which stands for George VI, by the grace of God, King of all the Britons, was misspelled. The I in Georgiev's was accidentally replaced with a J, which is a huge error in terms of typography. As you can see here, the I in Georgiev's is replaced by a J, an error that would become one of the most highly coveted mistakes in British coin history. This mistake, while seemingly minor to the untrained eye, is incredibly rare and significant because only a very small number of coins were struck with this error before the mistake was caught. Because of the rarity, a single 1948 J shilling coin can fetch anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000, depending on its condition and provenance. Why is this coin so rare? Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin so rare and valuable? Well, here's the thing, only a handful of these error coins were actually struck, and even fewer survived in good condition. After the mistake was discovered, the Royal Mint quickly corrected the error and destroyed most of the coins that had been struck with the J instead of I. So, any surviving 1948 1 shilling coins with this error are extremely rare. In fact, many collectors consider them the Holy Grail of British coins from the 20th century. Not only are they valuable because of the error, but their historical significance adds to their allure. Coins like these capture a moment in time, a period of uncertainty and change for the United Kingdom, and a glitch in the minting process that has only become more valuable as the years go by. But here's the thing about rare coins, not every 1948 King George VI 1 shilling coin is worth tens of thousands of dollars. Condition plays a huge role in determining a coin's value. A coin that has been well preserved with little wear and tear, sharp details, and minimal scratches is going to be worth much more than one that's been heavily circulated over the years. So, let's say you've come across one of these coins, or maybe you have one stashed away in your collection. How do you know if it's one of the rare, error coins? Well, the first thing to look for is the infamous J in the word Georgiev's. If you spot that, congratulations, you're holding something truly special. But even if the coin doesn't have that error, it could still be worth something. After all, a 1948 1 shilling in good condition is still a significant piece of history. Coins that are well preserved, even without the error, can be worth a nice sum, especially if you're a dedicated collector. One thing to keep in mind is that professional grading is key when determining the value of any coin. If you believe you have a rare or valuable coin, having it graded by a professional numismatic service like PCGS or NGC can help authenticate its value. Grading takes into account a coin's condition, rarity, and historical importance. And trust me, if your 1948 1 shilling turns out to be a rare error coin in top condition, you could be looking at a serious payday. Now, while the 1948 King George VI 1 shilling coin is a standout, there are plenty of other rare British coins that have also captured the attention of collectors worldwide. Coins like the 1933 George V penny, the 1902 Edward VII sovereign, and the 1965 Monda set, each one telling its own story of British history and craftsmanship. So, there you have it, the incredible history, design, and value of the 1948 King George VI 1 shilling coin. If you ever find one of these rare error coins, it might just be your lucky day. Whether it's a mistake or just a piece of British history, these coins remind us of the fascinating world of numismatics. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions about rare coins or want to share your own stories, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Happy collecting!